Good morning and welcome back to the garden. Happy 4th of July. You know what we do at my house on the 4th of July? We plant. This is what I was talking about yesterday. With the sweet potato slips, we were just about ready to turn this into sweet potato pie. But since this giant one's got more slips on it, we'll find a spot in the garden and we'll follow these slips. Then we're going to put down some mulch. Now that I got my feet back underneath me, I'm still not supposed to lift too much, but we got some thin spots. We got a little bit of grass showing up, and you know me, I don't want to weed. So come on, let's plant. Well, it looks like right here, next to where we planted the last seed potatoes, we got a bare spot. So let's go ahead, let's use this, and that way we'll be able to identify it. Now these are coming off kind of odd. Well, I don't know about odd. I don't want to be blamed for planting more than one slip. That's got several little branches on it. I'm just going to make a little hole, stick it down into the branches, bury it back. Now if this mound's going to get this big, with another potato this size, maybe we ought to do the next one here. And it seems like they're all doing that. If you remember, you just take a hold of it and you pull it off of the potato. There's no roots on this, little bitty leaves. We'll see what we get. Make that hole a little bigger, a little deeper. Put that down in there. Bury back. Do another one right there. Stick your finger in the soil, make a little depression, make a little hole, stick your finger in the soil, put your slip in, backfill. Get our mulch in around. Now I feel kind of bad, but you're going to become sweet potato pie. We'll have a link at the end of this episode to show you how to make a pie that tastes like ice cream, and on a hot day like today, that's what I want. Come fall, this ought to be a nice little patch. We'll see what we get. This is a walkway between the tomatoes, and it's got a little thin. As we tried the redwood chips on the squash, and it seemed to keep the bugs off, or help a little bit. We're going to go ahead and use this to freshen up the middle here, make it a little thicker, maybe keep some bugs off the tomatoes. Keep it in here kind of thick. We're going to need to get a few more bales, I think. But it sure does smell nice. We're going to go ahead and let that finish ripening in the house. That's going to be one fine tomato. I think we've got another one here. While we're laying in mulch, let's go ahead and get some hay out here. If I hadn't broke my leg, this bale would have been on the garden a long time ago. No special technique, I'm just cutting this bale so I can manage it a little better. Normally I'd have just rolled it out there, picked it up and tossed it in. But by splitting it, you can take it off in little sheets, a little easier to manage. We'll just do that all the way down through this bale. Got some more sawdust we can add to this. Walkway here we got pretty thin just because we've been walking on it. We've got some grass growing up around this cilantro. This cilantro is acting as a cover crop, so I'm just knocking it down, then we're going to cover it up. I want to keep as many living roots in there as we can. Most of this grass I just pulled up and tossed on here, it all mulched down. Now this will work with any organic material you have at hand. See, I'm putting it in pretty thick, but it'll crush down very easily. And with the amount of worms we have working for us, it won't seem like much at all. Now, if you've been following my story, you know I like to mix whatever organic I get. So we got some sawdust here we'll just put on the top. Mix that in. And in a couple days, you won't even hardly know I put anything down here. Now you can do this too, it's pretty easy. Any organic matter you can get your hands on. Just put it in thick, it'll stop the weeds, it'll really feed the life in the soil. And we walk on this a few times. I'm gonna need to add more. And what did Ruth Stout say about the deep mulch? How much did you put down? More. I want to thank you for stopping by and helping me get some giant sweet potato slips in, a little bit of mulch down. In my mind, I'd have this all mulched, but you got to do a little bit at a time. Even a garden this size, you'd be able to get it taken care of pretty quick. You can do this too. And remember, on this 4th of July, take care of yourself, take care of your family, and God bless you. Come on, let's plant.
Let's go plant garden.